what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Minion Moto Show. How y'all doing today? It's your boy, Minion Moto, of course, as always. So I had another thought here. I've talked about, like, capital punishment, automatically putting a bullet in the head of the people that commit murders and sex crimes, shit like that, and permanent solitary confinement, shit like that, right? And I've talked all about all that, but now I had another thought too, right? People who are on trial for murder, rape, and shit like that, right? I've seen like some of those court cam type videos where the family members jump out of their seats and start beating the shit out of the person who's convicted, right? The person who's committed the crime of rape or murder, whatever. So I'm thinking in my head, right? I'm like, we should have capital punishment, and we should have permanent solitary confinement, right? And we should put a bullet in the head of those people that commit murders, rapes, and those extreme crimes like that, right? Now, another thing we should do is, of course, make them dig their own graves with a shovel, a dull, worn out shovel, though it takes them longer to have to dig the thing and make them have to work even harder for it, right? And don't let them eat, sleep, drink, nothing. Just make them dig the fucking holes, right? But why not put that person into a room with the family and let the family beat the fuck out of them for a couple hours, right? Let them use baseball bats, crowbars, whatever, and just absolutely just go to town and let them beat the fuck out of the person who committed the murder or the rape or whatever. Then make them go out, dig their own grave by hand with a worn out shovel, put a bullet in the back of their head, and cover up the hole with the tractor. I've already said all that, don't waste the gas in the tractor to dig the hole, make the person dig their own hole and whatever. But I mean, hell, I know, if the family were to, beat the shit out of the person, I know that's not gonna undo the rape crime that they've committed. That's not gonna bring the family member back from the grave, and I understand that. But if someone's really, really angry at them and willing to catch a charge by beating the shit out of the person in the courtroom in front of the judge and jury and everybody else, and getting an assault charge or being held in contempt of court, then they're pretty damn well upset enough to where they should be allowed to beat the shit out of the person. And I'm not saying that, I know someone's gonna be like, oh well, the person who's committed the crime has rights and all that shit and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, the thing is I understand where those people would come from. I would say that those people have rights and this and that and the other, but you know what? They apparently didn't give a fuck about the rights of the person that they raped or murdered. They didn't give a fuck about anybody else. They didn't care about the consequences. They don't give a shit, dude. They just did what they did because they think they're above the law and whatever. So fuck them. I'm not a badass in any way, shape, or form. I will never claim to be a badass in any way, shape, or form, and whatever, right? And I'm no angel. I'm not perfect. I'm not innocent of, I'm innocent on a lot of shit, but but I've made my mistakes, right, in the past. So and whatever, of running a stop sign or some shit, or speeding, right? And I've gotten tickets for running the stop sign. I've gotten a ticket for speeding before, right? And I've paid those tickets, and I've learned my lesson back in the day when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, when I was younger and whatever, right? So I've, whatever, but I'm definitely not the type person to commit murder or rape. The only time I would ever, murder somebody is if it was a life or death situation with me. If I'm in my own house, when I have my gun on me and someone breaks into my house and their intents are to do harm to myself and the people that are in my house as well, and they have some type of weapon and I have to defend myself and the people I live with. Or if I were to go back into the military and fight for this country, my country. That's a whole nother story. But I will never ever walk down the street, and I will never ever, I will never murder anybody just walking down the street for no fucking reason. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, love y'all, be safe, catch you guys in the next video.